A new $55 million EV fast charging program has been announced for California. As if California didn't already have a massive DC charging, fast charging network that was already pretty damn good, they are improving it significantly. I think this is really good news, especially when the EV tax credits are ending, and it could lead to a decline in EV sales across the United States. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. The California Energy Commission recently announced $55 million in funding to expand the Golden State's public EV fast charging infrastructure. Clean Technica says that California is leading the electric vehicle and EV charging state in the US by far. This status has a lot to do with public policy. The state of California has planned to ban the sale of new gas-powered vehicles in California by 2035. Obviously, the Trump administration wants to stop that. Adding many new fast chargers for members of the public supports greater EV adoption, and it makes it a lot easier for people to go electric. I mean, if you think about it, one of the biggest criticisms of EVs, people say, I'm not going to buy an EV because I live in an apartment. I can't charge it at home. But why is it that literally tens of millions of Chinese citizens and Europeans own EVs and live in apartments? And I know I've been to their apartment blocks. They don't have EV chargers there in most of them, but they still have an EV. And well, the reason is because there is literally millions of EV DC fast chargers all across China. And that is really useful for EV adoption. People don't feel like they have to be able to charge at home. Greater EV charging infrastructure is the top solution to range anxiety, not waiting for EVs to have 600 miles of range, which isn't really necessary. California Energy Commission staff answered some questions about the funding, and the questions here were, what is the $55 million for? It was to qualify for the Charge California project. Sites must be publicly accessible and priority will be given to locations in tribal areas, disadvantaged communities, and low-income communities. Areas often underserved by fast charging infrastructure. Eligible locations include convenience stores, gas stations, retail centers, parking lots, and other high-traffic destinations. There are 15,640 public direct current DC fast chargers in California. And yeah, I mean, that's 15,640 is quite a lot, but that number is continually growing every week. Now, interestingly, Tesla actually began a build out of a new fast charger location in California with its first 500 kilowatt DC chargers, which is pretty cool. So at this point in time, well, at the end of 2024, there was actually 1,454,000 electric cars registered in California. Probably by the end of this year, they're going to be close to 2 million electric cars registered in the state. That's pretty amazing. I mean, it kind of puts us to shame here in Australia. Public EV chargers in California right now, there is 84,271 fully public EV chargers, 84,300, and 94,300 shared private EV chargers. So these kind of government programs, they are necessary and they definitely help adoption of new technologies. And you know, if you share this video with one of your friends and they say, well, hang on, all these subsidies for EVs, subsidizing EV technology, this is the devil's work, you know how people say this kind of stuff. Well, you could say to them, actually, the United States is investing huge sums, trillions of dollars. It has put trillions of dollars and still continues to pour massive sums into fossil fuel subsidies. So does Australia, unfortunately. So do many countries. So why don't we end all those subsidies? If we ended all subsidies for everything, guess what would win? The cheapest options. And it's cheaper to buy an EV. It's cheaper to charge an EV. Same thing goes for, think about it, gas stations. How much it's going to cost to set up a gas station? You think subsidies weren't involved in that entire process? Of course they were. This is a newer technology. It's better. It's going to clean our air up. It's going to be a better overall result for everyone living, not just in California, but all around the world. And absolutely, we should subsidize it. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching. The Sydney EV International Motor Show. If you want to get a 50% discount on your tickets, all you got to do, click the link in the description and use the promotion code that's in the description. Just copy and paste that. Now, I should mention there's only 200 tickets available per day. So if you go to use the promo code and you can't get a ticket, wait till the next day. Don't wait until the day before the show to get your tickets, because otherwise you'll probably miss out on getting the 50% discount. I have to admit, at first I was a bit skeptical, and then I realized actually these chargers in Europe, they probably should be the future of all EV charging stations. There's actually some pretty big benefits to chargers like this. That are being overlooked. I think in Australia and in the United States, and well, to be honest, for existing car EV chargers in Europe, they have a few downsides, and they might seem like small things, but they're actually significant. Now, these new chargers solve some issues with visibility, with knowing that you can actually use the charger, and with charging speed. They're actually pretty cool. I think this could be the future. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. This French charging company, they've already built a bunch of chargers in Europe, and they have these kind of what I think is a really cool design for their new EV chargers. Basically, this charging company called Electra is saying that you should be able to see your chargers, right? They should be really, really visible. And it is true that sometimes charging stations can be sort of right there and you don't realize they are, or you can be looking for them and not realize they're there. Have you ever had this issue? I find that charging stations often, they're quite small, they're not big, and don't stand out as much as they could. Plus, you often have to get out of your car, look at the charging screen to see if it works or if it's compatible or various things. The cool thing about these chargers is they have these big, distinctive kind of facades, and these big things, they actually say on them if the charger is available or not, in a basically in big writing saying available. And I think that's a really, really good idea. Plus, it does look kind of cool, right? It does look kind of futuristic. So the charging speed of these new chargers, it's 400 kilowatt, not super fast, but it's fast enough anyway.